Soft hands folded in the light. Somewhere beyond the noise of the world, peace was finally coming home tonight. People gathered before sunrise, holding flowers, rice and hope. Quiet tears beneath the golden sky, as the monks returned from distant roads. They had walked through snow and silence, through the heat and through the rain, carrying kindness across the ocean for hearts that only knew their pain. And there beside the faithful footsteps, a little dog still walked along, eyes so full of gentle knowing, like he too belonged to the song. When peace came home to Thailand, every heart began to slow. Even the wind grew soft around them, like heaven whispered low. Hands were lifted without speaking, tears became the morning rain. And somewhere deep inside the silence, the world felt whole again. The crowd kept moving closer, trying just to touch the grace. Volunteers called out with kindness, please make room, please clear the way. Some knelt down beside the pathway, some just watched with quiet eyes. Some held phones like tiny lanterns, saving blessings from the sky. And the chanting rolled like rivers through the heat of human breath. Simple voices wrapped together, carrying mercy through the air. There were strangers from many nations, different tongues beneath one sun, but in that sacred field of stillness, every soul was only one. No throne, no crown, no promise, only footsteps worn with care. Only hearts that kept on walking, so the world could breathe somewhere. And the little dog beside them still refused to leave their side. Love does not need words to guide it, love just walks through every mile. When peace came home to Thailand, the sky itself seemed to bow down. Old wounds loosened from the spirit, heavy hearts laid burdens down. The monks walked slowly through the people, like candles through the dark, leaving warmth inside the silence, leaving light inside each heart. And long after the chanting faded, monks walked home with light, carried softly in their hands, not the kind the whole world chases, not the kind that demands. It lived inside their breathing, inside every patient mile, in the silence of their footsteps, in the kindness of their smiles. People waited through the morning just to see them passing by, some with flowers, some with offerings, some with tears they could not hide. And a little dog beside them walked as faithful as the dawn, like his heart had learned the meaning of the road they journeyed on. The monks walked home with light, after oceans, after snow, after all the lonely highways most of us will never know. And the crowd became a prayer, without needing words at all, just thousands of quiet spirits answering a peaceful call. Volunteers kept gently asking, please step back and clear the way. Still the people kept on reaching for one blessing in the day. Some were old and bent with sorrow, some were young and full of fire, but the moment held them equal in the presence of something higher. Cameras rose like little candles, trying hard to keep the scene, but no screen could ever capture what that sacred feeling means. And the chanting moved around us like warm rain upon the earth. Every note became a shelter for the tired and the hurt. They did not walk for glory, they did not walk for fame. They walked because compassion still remembers every name. Even Aloka beside them, through the heat and through the cold, stayed beside the ones he trusted with a love too deep to hold. The monks walked home with light, and the whole world seemed to slow, like mercy finally found us in a way our hearts could know. Somewhere in that crowded morning, something gentle changed inside, and the road they walked together still keeps shining in our lives. Step by step, breath by breath, the light kept leading home. Under the morning sky, he walked quietly beside them, like he already understood what peace was meant to be. Aloka walked beneath the Thai sky, through the warmth of the crowded street. People smiled when they saw him coming, gentle eyes and dusty feet. He did not speak like the others, still the whole world heard his heart, following the monks in silence, never wanting to be apart. Some called him strong as a diamond, some reached down just to touch his head. Some believed a soul so faithful could carry prayers where words can't tread. And the monks kept walking slowly, with compassion in their gaze, while the morning wrapped around them like a blessing filled with grace. Aloka walked beneath the Thai sky, beside the robes of peace. Through the noise of restless people, he carried quiet relief. No medals hanging from him, no voice to explain his way, only love that kept on walking, one faithful step each day. The crowd pressed close around them, trying hard to hold the light. Volunteers spoke with patience, helping keep the pathway bright. Phones were raised like tiny windows, capturing a sacred scene. But some moments live forever, far beyond a glowing screen. There were chants beneath the sunlight, snow and through the highways, through the countries far away. He stayed close beside the Dharma every single weary day. Love does not ask many questions, love does not demand a name. Sometimes peace arrives beside us, walking softly just the same. Aloka walked beneath the Thai sky, and something changed in me. The world felt less divided, the heart felt more free. The monks kept sharing kindness, the people bowed in prayer, and one little dog reminded us that compassion can live anywhere. Beneath the sacred morning light, he kept walking home. Every road remembers the feet that walked with love. Every step returned as a blessing after miles of dust and prayer. The monks came home through morning sunlight, with compassion in the air. They had walked through distant weather, through the heat and falling snow, carrying peace across the ocean, where hurting hearts might grow. People gathered by the pathway, flowers trembling in their hands. Some had waited through the silence just to see them home again. And beside the peaceful footsteps, Aloka walked calm and true, like a little flame of kindness, passing gently through the view. Every step returned as a blessing, every mile became a song, every prayer they carried forward helped the weary carry on. And the crowd became a river, moving softly toward the light, where the road of peace came home again, beneath the morning sky. Volunteers kept speaking gently, please step back and clear the way. Still the people leaned in closer, trying hard to hold saving memories in the sun. But some grace cannot be captured. It belongs to everyone. The chanting rose above the people, warm as mercy after rain. And the hearts that came with sorrow left with healing from the pain. There were voices from many nations, different words beneath one dawn. But the peace inside that moment made them feel like they belong. No crown was placed before them, no riches filled their hands, only footsteps full of patience across unfamiliar lands. Even Aloka beside them, through each road and every mile, showed the world that faithful loving can still make a stranger smile. Every step returned as a blessing. Every road came shining through. Every heart that saw them walking found a little strength renewed. And long after the chanting faded, long after the crowd was gone, the blessing of those peaceful footsteps kept on walking in the soul. Step by step, prayer by prayer, peace came home again. The road was long, but love knew the way. The road of peace led home through the morning's golden air, where the people came with offerings and folded hands in prayer. The monks had walked through many seasons, through the cold and through the flame. Still they carried only kindness, still they blessed each passing name. From distant roads across the ocean, back to hearts that waited near, every mile became a story, every story drew a tear. And Aloka walked beside them, small and faithful, calm and bright, like a quiet little promise, moving gently through the light. The road of peace led home to the place where hearts could heal, not with thunder, not but with something true and real. Every chant became a shelter, every blessing touched the day, and the love they carried with them never really went away. The crowd kept moving closer, trying just to feel the grace. Volunteers called out with patience, please make room and clear the space. Some knelt down beside the pathway, some stood speechless in the sun. Some were strangers from far countries, yet their hearts were joined as one. Phones were raised above the shoulders, trying hard to hold the scene. But the soul remembers deeper than a screen has ever seen. And the monks kept walking slowly through the heat and human tide, with Aloka still beside them, like compassion had a guide. No one walks so far for nothing, no one gives such miles away, unless love has found a purpose stronger than the fear of pain. They had carried peace through hardship and returned it soft and whole, like a candle in the darkness, lighting every waiting soul. The road of peace led home, and the world grew still a while. Every weary heart remembered how to breathe and how to smile. And long after feet stopped walking, long after the prayers were done, the road remained inside the people, leading every heart toward love. The road was long, the road was kind, and peace found home again. Before the sunrise touched the streets, people were already waiting, holding flowers in trembling hands, for something their hearts remembered. When Thailand welcomed peace walk. The morning felt softer somehow. Even the noise of the city seemed to quietly bow. The monks came walking through the people, slow as rivers after rain, faces weathered by compassion, by long roads and patient pain. Some had followed every story from the highways far away, watching peace move step by step across another land each day. And beside those gentle footsteps, Aloka walked, calm and near, like a silent little guardian, leading hearts away from fear. When Thailand welcomed the peace walk, the world grew peaceful for a while. Strangers looked at one another and answered sorrow with a smile. No one asked about possessions, no one cared for pride or fame. Only kindness filled the morning, and every soul felt just the same. Volunteers kept speaking softly, please step back and clear the way. Still the crowd kept leaning closer, wanting blessings from the day. Phones were lifted toward the sunlight, trying hard to hold the scene. But some moments live forever, far beyond a glowing screen. Chanting drifted through the warm air, like a candle through the dark, and the sound of thousands breathing felt like one united heart. Old men wiped away their tears, children watched in quiet awe, and somewhere deep inside the silence, people felt what peace was for. They had crossed through snow and hardship, walked beneath unfamiliar skies, only carrying compassion, only carrying human lives. No great throne stood there before them, only roads their feet had known, but the love inside their walking made the whole world feel like home. When Thailand welcomed the peace walk, hearts open like morning flowers, and the weight of tired living lost its hold for just the hour. kept moving through the people. Aloka stayed close beside, and everyone who saw them passing carried peace back home inside. The road was long, but love returned, walking slowly through the light. A little dog on the sacred road walked beside the robes of gold, not asking where the journey ended, only following love he knew. The monks kept moving through the morning. Crowds were waiting in the heat, and somehow in the middle of it, his quiet heart made peace complete. People smiled when they saw him coming. Children pointed through the crowd. Even weary souls grew lighter without saying it out loud. He had walked through snow and distance, through the long and tiring miles. Still he stayed beside compassion. Still he answered pain with calm. A little dog on the sacred road taught my heart what kindness means, not with sermons or with answers, but through gentle, faithful things. He never needed human language, still the whole world understood. Sometimes love arrives beside us, quiet, patient, pure and good. The chanting rolled across the morning, warm like sunlight after rain. People knelt beside the pathway, holding flowers through their pain. Volunteers kept calling softly, please make room, please step aside. Still the crowd pressed close together, just to walk beside the light. Phones were lifted toward the moment, trying hard to hold the grace. But some blessings can't be captured, they can only be embraced. And Aloka kept on walking through the prayers and through the heat, like he knew the road to healing begins with simple, humble feet. The monks had crossed through distant countries, sharing peace from town to town, and the little dog beside them never once had let them down. Love does does not demand attention. Love does not ask to be seen. Sometimes heaven leaves a footprint in the smallest living things. A little dog on the sacred road, walk beneath the morning sky, and somewhere in that crowded silence, even sorrow learned to smile. The monks kept sharing peace around him. The people bowed their heads in grace, and every tired heart that saw him carried healing from that place. No crown, no voice, only love beside the road. There was something different in the air that morning, something quieter than words. The morning peace entered Thailand before the sun had fully risen. People gathered with open hands, like they were waiting for forgiveness. The monks came slowly through the pathway, worn by distance, worn by grace. And every tired soul around them felt a softness fill the place. Some carried flowers for the offering, some carried grief they could not hide, some had followed every footstep from the oceans far and wide, and walking close beside the Dharma, Aloka moved through light and heat. One small life among the thousands, still making every scene complete. The morning peace entered Thailand, like rain upon a thirsty land. No shouting, no grand announcement, only kindness hand in hand. The chanting moved across the people, like mercy moving through the sky. And hearts that carried years of sorrow finally remembered how to cry. Volunteers kept guiding gently. Please sit down and clear the way. Still the crowd leaned toward the silence, wanting blessings from the day. Phones rose high above the shoulders, trying hard to keep the view. But peace is more than what we capture, it becomes the soul in you. There were voices from many nations, different languages and names. Yet beneath the robes and sunlight, every spirit felt the same. And the road those monks had traveled, through the cold and through the storm, had returned to something sacred, something healing, soft and warm. Walking gently by their side reminded us that love still lives here, even in divided times. The morning peace entered Thailand, and stayed inside us after dawn. Long after the crowd had faded, long after the songs were gone, the monks kept walking through our memories. Aloka through our hearts the same. And somewhere deep inside the silence, nothing felt completely broken again. Peace did not arrive loudly, it simply walked among us. They carried peace across the ocean, step by step through snow and rain. Not for glory, not for riches, only hoping hearts could change. The roads were long and unfamiliar, foreign skies above their heads. Still they walked with quiet courage, where compassion softly led. People watched from far away, following stories every day, seeing kindness move through hardship like a candle through the gray. And beside the walking monks, Aloka stayed through every mile, a little soul with faithful eyes, turning sorrow into smiles. They carried peace across the ocean, back into the waiting crowd. And even broken hearts grew gentle when the chanting rolled aloud. No smaller in that moment, like we all belonged that day. Thailand waited in the morning, hands together, heads bowed low, flowers resting near the pathway, watching peaceful footsteps flow. Volunteers spoke with patience, helping calm the moving sea. Still the people kept reaching forward for one touch of harmony. Phones were shining in the sunlight, trying hard to save the scene. But some blessings can't be measured by the things our eyes have seen. There were tears among the elders, children staring full of awe, and somewhere in the middle of it, people understood love more. The monks had crossed through human suffering, through exhaustion, cold and heat, yet they still returned with kindness, still returned on humble feet. And the little dog beside them never wandered far away. Sometimes faith is simply staying through another difficult day. They carried peace across the ocean and laid it gently at our door. Not with power, not with anger, but through love that asks no more. The chanting faded with the evening, but something stayed within the soul. And every heart that stood among them left a little more whole. Across the ocean, across the years, peace kept walking home. Some journeys are remembered for the miles, others are remembered for the hearts that walked together. Aloka and the monks of peace moved slowly through the morning light. One walked on 4 faithful footsteps, the others carried prayers inside. They had crossed through distant highways, snowfall, silence, wind and rain, sharing kindness with strangers, trying to heal a world in pain. People gather just to see them, arms near their chest. Some were crying without hiding it. Some stood speechless with respect. And Aloka stayed beside them, calm beneath the rising heat, like he knew the road of compassion could be walked by any being. Aloka and the monks of peace walked into the waiting crowd, and somehow all the noise around them became softer somehow. The chanting moved like living water. The morning glowed with grace, and weary hearts found quiet healing just by standing in that place. Volunteers kept guiding gently. Please make room and step aside. Still the people leaned in closer, trying to hold the sacred time. Phones rose high above the shoulders, saving memories in the sun. But the deepest part of that moment could never belong to only one. There were voices from many nations, different languages in prayer, yet beneath the robes and silence, everyone felt human there. And the monks kept walking slowly, offering peace instead of fear, while Aloka kept beside them, like love itself had appeared. No palace walls surrounded them, no riches filled their hands, only miles of faithful walking across unfamiliar lands. But compassion leaves a footprint long after the road is gone, and even one small living creature can help the whole world carry on. Aloka and the monks of peace still walk somewhere in my soul, through the noise of modern living, through the weight we cannot hold. And when the world feels cold and restless, I remember what I saw, a little dog beside the Dharma, teaching hearts the meaning of love. Step by step, step by step, side by side, peace kept walking on. Some roads are only roads until love walks upon them. Where the peace walk became a prayer, the morning sky stood still. Thousands gathered in the sunlight, with quiet hearts to fill. The monks walk slowly through the people, gentle footsteps, weary eyes, carrying peace across the distance, under unfamiliar skies. Some had followed every mile, through stories shared from far away, watching compassion keep on moving, one faithful step each day. And there beside the flowing rose, Aloka walked calm and near, a little soul beneath the chanting, softening every fear. Where the peace walk became a prayer, the world forgot its noise, old wounds loosened in the silence, heavy hearts found voice. No one there was rich or famous, no one stood above the rest, only souls that came together, searching for a little rest. Volunteers spoke with patience, please step back and clear the way. Still the crowd kept leaning forward, wanting blessings from the day. Phones were shining in the sunlight, trying hard to hold the scene. But peace is more than what we capture, it lives inside unseen. The chanting rolled across the people, like warm rain upon dry ground, and even strangers held each other without making any sound. There were tears among the elders, children staring full of grace, and somewhere in that sacred morning, mercy touched the human The monks had crossed through snow and hardship, through exhaustion, heat and pain. Still they carried only kindness, still they answered hate with grace. And Aloka kept beside them, through the miles and through the years. Love does not need words to guide it. Love just walks beyond our fears. Where the peace walk became a prayer, something changed inside us all. The noise of ordinary living felt suddenly so small. And long after the crowd had faded, long after the chants were gone, the peace they carried through the morning still keeps gently leading on. Step by step, breath by breath, the prayer kept walking. The blessing came back home, quiet as the morning light. No thunder in the distance, no need to prove what's right. Only monks returning slowly, after miles the heart can't name, carrying peace across the ocean, through the cold and through the rain. People waited near the pathway, flowers trembling in their hands. Some had tears before the chanting, some could barely understand why their hearts felt lighter suddenly, why the silence felt so deep, why the sight of simple kindness could make the wounded weep. The blessing came back home and rested softly on the crowd. Even those who carried sorrow lifted up their heads somehow. The world felt less divided, the soul felt less alone, when the blessing came back home. Volunteers kept speaking gently, please move back and clear the line. Still the people leaned in closer, trying hard to hold the time. Phones were raised above the shoulders, saving moments in the sun. But grace is never fully captured, it belongs to everyone. And beside the peaceful footsteps, Aloka moved calm and slow, a little heart that stayed so faithful through the miles and through the snow. Children smiled when they saw him passing, elders whispered words of praise. Even strangers seemed connected in the warmth of that embrace. No one came there seeking riches, no one came to stand above, only longing for compassion, only hunger for some love. The monks had walked through human suffering, still they answered pain with light, and the blessing they carried homeward made the darkness feel less bright. The blessing came back home, like mercy after years of rain, soft enough to heal the spirit, strong enough to carry pain. And long after the chanting faded, something peaceful still remained, a quiet light inside the heart that never left again. Home is not a place alone. Sometimes home is peace returning. Morning opened like a blessing, soft and golden over the crowd. Under Thailand's sacred morning light, the people gathered near. Some carried flowers for the offering, some carried hidden tears. The monks walked slowly through the silence, road-worn robes beneath the dawn, like peace itself had taken footsteps and gently carried on. There were voices from many nations, different languages in prayer. Still the moment held them softly, like one family standing there. And beside the flowing robes, Aloka walked through heat and grace, one little dog among the thousands, still bringing smiles to every face. Under Thailand's sacred morning light, the whole world slow. Even tired hearts remember there is still goodness left to know. The chanting moved like living water. The air itself felt warm and kind. And somewhere in the middle of it, people left their fear behind. Volunteers kept guiding gently. Please sit down and clear the way. Still the crowd pressed close together, wanting blessings from the day. Phones rose high above the shoulders, saving memories in the sun. But some moments live forever, long after the day is done. The monks had crossed through snow and hardship, through unfamiliar lands abroad. Still they carried only kindness, still they walked the peaceful road. And Aloka stayed beside them, faithful through each passing mile. Like love itself had learned to follow, without condition, without pride. No crowns rested on their shoulders, no power shining in their hands. Only patience, only mercy, only hearts that understand. Sometimes peace arrives so quietly, most of us don't even know, until we feel it moving softly through the places pain once grew. Under Thailand's sacred morning light, something holy touched the crowd. The world felt less like strangers. The soul felt less worn down. And long after the chants had faded, long after the monks were gone, the warmth they carried through the morning still keeps gently moving on. The light was soft, the road was long, and peace kept walking home. Walk for peace, walk for the world, through the heat and through the snow. Carry kindness through the silence to the hearts that need it most. The monks kept moving mile by mile, far from everything they knew. Still they chose the road of mercy, still they chose to see us through. People watched from distant places, places, following stories every day, seeing hope continue walking when the world had lost its way. And beside those faithful footsteps, Aloka walked calm and near, one small soul beneath the sunlight, helping strangers lose their fear. Walk for peace, walk for the world, even when the road feels long. Every gentle act of kindness becomes stronger than the storm. No border stops compassion, no distance steals its flame. Love keeps walking through the darkness, calling every heart by name. Thailand waited in the morning, hands together, heads bowed low, flowers resting by the pathway, watching peaceful footsteps flow. Volunteers spoke with patience, helping calm the moving crowd. Still the people kept on reaching for a blessing soft and proud. Phones were lifted toward the sunlight, trying hard to hold the grace. But the deepest part of healing cannot live inside one place. The chanting rolled across the city, warm as rain on tired skin. And somewhere in that sacred moment, the whole world felt close again. They had crossed through pain and hardship, through exhaustion, cold and fear. Still they answered human suffering by simply choosing to stay near. Even Aloka kept on walking, faithful through the passing years. Sometimes love does not need language, sometimes love just perseveres. Walk for peace, walk for peace, walk for the world. Let compassion lead the way. There are hearts still waiting quietly for a little light today. The steps we take for one another keep healing everyone. Walk slowly, walk kindly, walk together in peace. forget that morning. The day the peace walk reached Thailand, the streets were filled before the dawn. People came with folded hands, waiting quietly all along. The monks walked slowly through the sunlight, road-worn robes beneath the sky, carrying peace from distant highways, through the years and through the miles. Some had watched the journey daily from another world away, seeing compassion keep on moving, one faithful step each day. There beside the flowing saffron, Aloka walked calm and true, like he knew the road of healing better than most humans do. The day the peace walk reached Thailand, the whole world seemed to breathe. Even hearts worn down by sorrow found a moment of relief. The chanting moved across the people, soft as mercy after rain, and something gentle touched the spirit, something hard to ever name. Volunteers kept speaking kindly, please step back and clear the line. Still the crowd leaned toward the blessing, trying hard to hold the time. Phones were shining in the sunlight, saving memories from the day. But no camera could fully capture how peace looked walking our way. There were tears among the elders, children smiling through the heat, and strangers standing close together like one family in the street. The monks had crossed through snow and hardship, still they carried only grace. Still they answered human suffering with compassion on their face. No power rested in their footsteps, no reaches resting in their hands, only love that kept on walking across unfamiliar lands. And Aloka stayed beside them, faithful through the changing years, teaching hearts without a language how to walk beyond their fears. The day the peace walk did not feel so strong anymore. And long after the crowd had faded, long after the chants were gone, the peace they carried through the morning still keeps gently leading on. The road was long, the road was sacred, and peace finally came home. Some hearts walk beside us long before we understand why. Aloka's heart walked with the monks through the heat and through the snow, across the roads of distant countries where only faith could go. He never spoke a single sermon, never carried sacred books. Still compassion lived within him, in his eyes and in his steps. People smiled when they saw him coming, children reached to touch his head. Even tired hearts grew softer by the quiet life he led. And the monks kept walking slowly through the crowd beneath the dawn, like peace itself had learned to travel and gently carry on. Aloka's heart walked with the monks, every mile, every prayer, like love that asks for nothing, still choosing to stay there. The world can feel so heavy, so divided and unsure, but kindness walks among us still, faithful, humble, pure. Thailand waited in the morning, hands together in the light. Flowers trembling near the pathway as the chanting filled the sky. Volunteers kept guiding softly, please make room and clear the way. Still the people leaned in closer, wanting blessings from the day. Phones were lifted toward the sunlight, trying hard to hold the scene. But peace is more than what we capture, it lives inside unseen. And Aloka stayed beside them through the prayers and through the heat, like he understood the meaning of compassion's weary feet. The monks had crossed through pain and hardship, through exhaustion, cold and rain. Still they answered human suffering with mercy once again. And the little dog beside them never wandered far away. Sometimes love does not need language, love just walks another day. Aloka's heart walked with the monks, and something changed in me. The world felt less abandoned, the soul felt more free. And long after the chanting faded, long after the crowds were gone, I still see that faithful spirit quietly walking home. Step by step, side by side, love kept walking home. When the Dharma walked through Thailand, the morning sky seemed white and still. People gathered near the pathway with quiet hearts they could not fill. The monks came slowly through the sunlight, road-worn robes beneath the dawn, like kindness finally returning after feeling lost so long. Some had followed every footstep across oceans far away, watching peace continue walking, one compassionate day at a time. And there beside the flowing saffron, Aloka walked calm and near, a little soul that somehow softened every burden, every fear. When the Dharma walked through Thailand, something opened in the soul. The noise of ordinary living did not feel so strong anymore. The chanting moved like living water. The air itself felt warm and bright, and tired hearts remembered gently, there is still goodness in this life. Volunteers kept speaking kindly, please sit down and clear the line. Still the people leaned in closer, trying hard to hold the time. Phones rose high above the shoulders, saving memories in the sun. But some moments live forever, long after the day is done. The monks had crossed through snow and hardship, through exhaustion, wind and rain. Still they carried only mercy, still they answered pain with grace. And Aloka kept beside them, faithful through each passing mile, like love itself had chosen quietly to walk strangers stood beside each other, touched by something deeply true. When the Dharma walked through Thailand, the whole crowd breathed as one. And long after the chants had faded, the healing had begun. The monks kept walking through our memories, Aloka through our hearts the same, and peace still whispers through the silence, calling each of us by name. The road was humble, the light was real, and peace kept moving on. Some prayers are spoken softly, others are walked across the earth. The monks brought the world a prayer, not written in any book. It lived inside their footsteps, inside every road they took. They crossed through snow and hardship, through foreign lands and rain. Still they carried only kindness, still they answered pain with grace. People watched from far away, following stories every day, seeing peace continue walking when the world had lost its way. And beside the faithful journey, Aloka stayed calm and true, a little heart beneath the silence, teaching love without words to use. The monks brought the world a prayer, and hearts began to slow. Even weary souls remember there is still together near the road, flowers resting by the pathway as compassion slowly flowed. Volunteers kept guiding gently, please step back and clear the line. Still the crowd leaned toward the blessing, trying hard to hold the time. Phones were shining in the sunlight, saving memories from the day. But grace is more than what we capture, it quietly remains. There were voices from many nations, different languages in prayer. Yet beneath the robes and chanting, everyone felt human there. No kings walked there before the people, no riches shining in the sun, only hearts that kept believing peace belongs to everyone. And the little dog beside them, faithful through each passing mile, reminded us that love still matters in a weary modern life. The monks brought the world a prayer and left it in our hands. Not through power, not through anger, but through hearts that understand. And long after the crowd had faded, long after the songs were gone, the peace they carried through the morning still keeps gently leading on. The prayer kept walking long after the road grew still. Thailand heard the footsteps of peace before the sun had touched the sky. People gathered near the pathway with hope shining in their eyes. The monks walked slowly through the morning, road-worn roads beneath the dawn, like mercy finally returning after feeling lost so long. Some had watched the journey daily across oceans far away, seeing kindness keep on moving, one faithful step each day. And beside the saffron silence, Aloka walked calm and near, a little soul with patient eyes, softening every fear. footsteps of peace, and something changed inside. The noise of ordinary living quietly stepped aside. The chanting moved across the people, warm as sunlight after rain, and weary hearts remember gently how to hope again. Volunteers kept speaking softly, please move back and clear the line. Still the crowd leaned toward the blessing, trying hard to stop the time. Phones rose high above the shoulders, saving memories in the sun. But some moments stay forever, long after the day is done. The monks had crossed through snow and hardship, through exhaustion, heat and cold. Still they carried only kindness, still they walked with steady souls. And Aloka stayed beside them, faithful through each passing mile, like love itself had learned to follow without pride or selfish style. No power rested in their footsteps, no riches resting in their heads, only hearts that chose compassion across unfamiliar lands. And somewhere in that sacred morning, strangers stood as one once more, as if the world remembered briefly what human kindness is for. Thailand heard the footsteps of peace long after the chants were gone. The healing stayed within the spirit, quietly moving on. The monks kept walking through our memories, Aloka through our hearts the same. And somewhere deep inside the silence, peace still whispers every name. Step by step, the world grew softer. The soul remembers forever. A peaceful road beneath golden skies, open with the morning light. People gathered near the pathway, holding flowers warm and bright. The monks came slowly through the silence, road-worn robes beneath the dawn, like peace itself had taken footsteps and quietly carried on. Some had followed every mile, across oceans far away, watching kindness keep on moving, one compassionate day at a time. And beside the flowing saffron, Aloka walk calm and true, a little soul whose faithful spirit made the whole world softer too. A peaceful road beneath golden skies led tired hearts back home. Even those who carried sorrow did not feel alone. The chanting rolled across the morning, warm as mercy after rain. And somewhere deep inside the silence, healing came again. Volunteers kept guiding gently. Please sit down and clear the way. Still the crowd leaned toward the blessing, trying hard to hold the day. Phones were lifted toward the sunlight, saving memories in the sun. But peace is more than what we capture. It lives inside everyone. The monks had crossed through snow and hardship, through unfamiliar lands abroad. Still they carried only kindness, still they walked the sacred road. And Aloka stayed beside them, faithful through each passing mile. Like love itself had chosen quietly to walk among us for a while. No throne stood there before the people, no riches shining in the light, only hearts that chose compassion through the long and difficult nights. And somewhere in that sacred morning, the world felt less divided too. As strangers stood beside each other, touched by something deeply true. A peaceful road beneath golden skies still lives inside my soul. Long after the chants have faded, long after the crowds grow old, the monks kept walking through our memories, Aloka through our hearts the same. And peace still moves beneath the silence, calling every soul by name. The road was long, the light was warm, and peace kept leading on.